All right, live. So, I was discussing some kind of different training experiences and things. You see, when you go down this path of personal development, improvement, whatever you want to call it, you're going to try different things. You know, you're going to explore different avenues, and there's different paths. There's the science-based route. There's the hardcore training and militarized type route. Then there's the kind of spiritual path and the kind of energy-based healing and all those different kinds of things. And I like to be open to many different things. I like to try different things. I like to see what experiences are available and what we can learn from those. So I have explored many different paths within this personal development world. And what I want to talk about today is one of the weirdest training experiences I had and some of the things I would like to explore in future. And I would love to hear some of your experiences as well. So as always, my name is Celeste and I'm here helping driven millennial women find freedom from chaos, clarity of purpose, and the freedom to create a life worth loving using my rare systematic approach to mindset training. I'm trying my best to keep the camera still here. So stick around and we're going to talk about this weird experience that I had and just how some stuff doesn't work. Just doesn't work. So a few years ago, I started to look down the spiritual side of things. I started to think about, well, maybe I'll explore the spiritual path a little bit more. I'm open to it. It's interesting. It's something I've always found. Oh, here comes the dog. There he is. Say hello. Yeah, not that hello. That's too much. Go away. Go away. He doesn't care that we're live. Look at him. He doesn't give a shit, does he? Get off. Go on. So I decided to explore this spiritual path. And I signed up for... What are you doing? Oh, we nearly lost the live then, because he's put his nose on the camera. I signed up for a divine drumming type workshop. It was from a quite a well-known feminine energy healing specialist, and she got this like shamanic divine drumming workshop going on. Oh, that's interesting. I'll give it a bash. I don't really know what I was expecting from it, but what it ended up being was this coach, this lady, this practitioner. No disrespect to her at all. She does what she does. She's obviously very good at it. But what it was her prancing, is probably the best way to describe it, around with a drum. An old school shamanic style drum, bouncing around, doing some weird dancing, making some funny noises, and it was all a bit tribal, a bit primal. But it was completely out of context, because she was doing it in her living room, much like I am now, And I think, had it been face-to-face, around a fire, in a desert somewhere, then it would have been a bit more meaningful, a bit more impactful. But the fact that it was as it was, through a screen in this person's living room, it just contextually, it just didn't work. And I understand the principles behind drumming, rhythm, vibration, and all that kind of stuff, and how music can affect brainwaves and all that wonderful kind of stuff. That's great, we get that. But contextually, it just didn't matter. It didn't work. It really didn't work, and it was just such a weird experience. I sat there for 10 minutes watching her prance around and making these weird, very weird noises and playing this drum, and I was just thinking, what's the point? I get the point, but what's the point? Because context really does matter. Like I said, if it had been in a different situation, it probably would have had a bit more impact. I don't think it would have created a result, I don't believe results come from, experiences such as that. If you've had an experience like that and you've got an incredible result, great, share it, let me know. But I personally believe that results come from science-based practices where you actually do something useful. So, from my perspective, experiences such as that are the reason why self-help, personal development, whatever you want to call it, gets such a bad name, why it's a bit of a joke for many people. And like I said, I'm open to these things. I'm open to different experiences, to try things. But at the end of the day, science works. Science works. Doing the work works. I mean, spirituality is nice. It's great. And it is worth exploring, particularly when you reach a certain level. But that should be something that you consider down the line towards the end of your journey. At the beginning, what most people need to think and feel better is to upgrade their physiology, to upgrade their psychology, and to have some solid habits and practices in place. If you're going down this rabbit hole and listening to crazy people running around drumming and all that kind of stuff, that's not going to help you, you know? Yes, explore it later on down the line when you have a firm understanding of who you are, what you want, and you're doing the work to achieve it, but not in the beginning. You know, you've got to work on improving your nervous system, your physiology, improving your mindset, your psychology, and actually just getting your habits better so that you start to live a little bit better. Then it's worth exploring these alternate avenues. So like I said, we do that with science-backed training, and that's why one of the next things I would like to explore is psychedelics. So we know they're science-based. Yes, they've had a bad rap for the last however many years. You know, Nixon's war on drugs saw a potentially really powerful healing tool for people with mental health issues, people who are struggling, actually banned, when in reality there's a lot to be said for it. So I would really love to explore that. There are science-based means of ripping a hole in your own reality, so I would love to see what happens under those circumstances. So that's kind of the next thing I would love to explore, because I've reached a point now where I am open to these alternate experiences. So yeah, that's my weird drumming experience, and something I would like to explore in the future. So I'd love to know, what are your experiences? What's been your best experience within the personal development world? What's been your worst experience? What would you like to experience? Just drop it in the comments. Let me know, and I look forward to reading them.